Hello everyone, I'm Den Haring and welcome to Fish Den 365. This channel is all about the art and science of bass fishing. Yesterday we took a trip to a local lake and I want to go over how we did during that trip. You're seeing an overhead view of the lake right there. You can see where the dam is. I actually started fishing below the dam. There was good flow back there and I was curious to see if there was anything back there. And so we'll show you how I did back there in just a second. The other area of the lake is in the mid portion of the lake. There is a major creek arm, and I decided to fish and focus most of my time in the creek arm, so I'll be showing you how I did there. In this creek arm, there is a creek that comes in the very back, and the creek is a limestone creek, so it's warmer water. The lake is still very cold. We're at late March, and the water temperature for most of the lake is still in the low 40s, except in the back of that creek arm where this limestone creek runs in. It's a few degrees warmer, and that makes a huge difference and draws fish back there. And so that's why I focused most of my time there. We'll show you how we did in a little bit. Here's a video of a bass I caught in the spillway below the dam. I was using a new camera and still learning how to use it, and I accidentally turned the camera off in the middle of the fight. I did catch the fish. He was a good 3-pounder. His mouth was real red inside, probably because he was eating crayfish or from the cold water. The camera that I got, I'm very happy with, and I want to take a few moments to share what I bought, why I bought it, and what the pros and cons are of this camera. So if you're looking for a good action video camera but don't want to spend the money that a GoPro Hero 5 or 6 costs, this could be the solution for you. This is the Akaso V50 camera, and it takes still shots and video with sound. It has a resolution of real 4K at 30 frames per second, and it has a stabilizer for video. So that is very difficult to find at the price point that this camera is at. I paid $87 for this camera on Amazon. It was on sale. If you wait, you can find sales. Normally it sells for $109, but if you wait, you'll find sales on Amazon. Some people got it as low as $80. So for $87, I got a 4K camera that has sound, that is just unbelievable, and it has picture taking capability of 20 megapixels, so you can take single frame shots 20 megapixels. That's quite good too. It comes with a remote control, and the image stabilization is really what interested me for the price of the camera. Generally, it's difficult to find a camera at that price range with that quality video with image stabilization. Now, is it great stabilization? It's probably not the greatest, but it's not bad, especially when you consider the price point. So this is a camera that I'm really happy with, and I'm looking forward to using it. It comes with a waterproof case that is good to 100 feet deep. I don't think I'll be going any deeper than that. And so it just meets my needs quite well, and I didn't have to break the bank to buy it. I was actually using, in the video that you'll be seeing upcoming, 1080p at 60 frames per second, just to give you an idea of what setting I had it at. You can use it 2.7K, 4K, 1080p at 60 frames per second, or 1080p at 30 frames per second. Some of the things that aren't so good about this particular camera is it's not good in the dark. So at nighttime, it's not the best camera to have. And there's no external microphone jack, so there's no ability to have an external microphone set up on this camera. A few things you should know there. I will leave a link to some YouTube video reviews about this camera. I bought this on Amazon. One thing to know is on Amazon it gets excellent reviews, almost 5 stars, but you have to be a little wary of that, because when you get the camera, it says that if you give them a 5-star review, you can get extra accessories. And I'm sure a lot of people did that. You can get battery packs, extra batteries, and battery chargers. So it's a nice thing, but I think it probably skews the results of the reviews on Amazon. So that's why I used YouTube to find some of the results that I found that led me to buy this camera. This is an accessory kit here that you see that you can buy for it. I bought the accessory kit, It's got a flotation device that stops your camera from sinking in the water if your drop falls in. It's got a number of mounting devices. The camera itself comes with a bunch of mounting devices. I mean a bunch. So that's kind of nice. The reason why I got this kit though is because I wanted the head mount and especially the chest mount. That's what I was wearing during the video that you'll be seeing upcoming. Now the camera does not come with an SD card, so you need to buy that too. For me, for a total purchase price of about $125, I got a camera that does everything that I want it to do. So this is a camera that if you're thinking about videoing some of your adventures, this could be a good solution at a good price point. And here's a look at the camera in its protective case. This is the case that you can use to go underwater with the camera next to a quarter, just so you get to see the actual size of the camera. It's a very small camera, but what it can do is quite powerful. Okay, let's get on with the fishing. It was a cold, dreary day with some intermittent showers. And sometimes you just have to take what the lake will give you. I caught that fish in the spillway, but I tried a number of other larger lures in different spots on this creek arm that we focused on and just could not get anything to bite. So I decided to come back to the very back of the creek and start throwing some smaller jigs. This is a little micro jig here that I'm throwing. It's a little jig head with a Kitech bait on it. It's a Kitech 2-inch easy shiner. And in the back here, there was a bunch of bluegills in this one corner because it's warmer water there. There's a big school of small bluegills and some white perch were in with them. So here's a couple of white perch that I caught. And then I moved over a little bit further to the left and started to catch some largemouth bass. And I noticed they had turned on because previously I couldn't catch any at all. I mean, they just weren't biting. And it looked like the fish turned on a little bit, even though they were little tiny fish. They weren't big. Kept using the micro jig, and eventually I thought, well, I'll throw something a little larger, and I did, and I caught a small bass on that too, which led me to go to a different spot in the lake and see if I can catch a bigger fish. But I had tried the standard cold water baits. I threw up to this point a crankbait, which was a Rapala shad wrap, which is a very good cold water bait. I threw a suspending jerk bait. I threw a lipless crankbait. I had a number of different lures meant for cold water. Just couldn't get the fish to go. The only thing I could catch were these smaller largemouths on the smaller size jig with the Kitechs on them. And that's what you're seeing here. When I realized these fish were starting to eat, I decided to go to where there was some deeper water and hopefully some larger fish. So right here you can see I'm changing a lure from my Rapala shad wrap to a lipless crankbait. And that lipless crankbait is a great cold water reaction bait. It's strange, you wouldn't think they'd hit a lipless crankbait in cold water, but oftentimes it's the only way you can catch fish when the water's in the 40s. And that's what I utilized to catch the decent bass here at the end of the day.
dude.